While I'm waiting for my bus, I'll tell you the story of what happened the 27th of September. For 2 nights, I had not been able to sleep. I had horrible gas pains. So after the second night, I decided from Castrojeriz, there was a huge hill awaiting me. I hadn't slept at all that night. My stomach, the gas pains were killing me, so I took a 7-minute bus ride to Fromista. Checked into my albergue. When I got there, I decided, you know what, there's a medical clinic just a few doors down. I'm going to go check it out and talk to the doctor just to make sure, because the gas pain is not only in my stomach, but I had gas pains here. And I was concerned maybe it was really a heart issue. So I went there to their emergency room. They said, no, pilgrims can't come till 6. You got to go over to the other building next door. So I went over to the other building next door, and of course they don't take my insurance. You have to pay cash. So I had to pay $75 for a consultation, told them what was the matter, took my information, my passport, took my money, and said, okay, come back at 6. I said, well, I have pains here, and I'm just concerned that it could be my heart. And this was all in Spanish, of course. So she goes, okay, just a minute, let me check. So she called back to the doctor and said, this woman has gas pains, she's concerned about her heart. So they agreed to take me right away. So I went to the back. There was a doctor there. I thought it was a nurse, but she was a doctor. I had to wait for somebody to leave, maybe 10 minutes. Finally, they took me back, asked me what was the matter. I told them, and not like U.S. doctors, where they put you in a room, give you a gown, say take everything off from the chest, the waist up, we'll be back in a minute, open the gown in the front. No, take everything off from the waist up. While they're standing there, I think it was the doctor and a couple nurses, they did close the door, so I stripped from the waist up. They laid me right down on a bed, brought out an EKG machine. The EKG machine, they had a little trouble with it. I guess they hadn't used it much because they kept having to move the little things that were hooked to it because it wasn't reading right. Then it ran out of paper. Finally, it ran right, and I'm thinking, where am I? I mean, Spain is not a third world country, but this room was definitely like a third world country. So it turns out they got the EKG to work. It was fine. They took my blood pressure. It was very good. They stuck my finger for like a diabetes test. That was good. Then the doctor came over, pressed down on my stomach, and this is in Spanish again. She goes, oh my God, you're tight as a drum. You are full of gas. Listen to that. Since she's thumping, it's very hard. What she ended up doing was giving me an injection. I wish I had asked what it was. An injection in my butt. The nurse that gave it was very good. She goes, you should feel better in a few hours by this afternoon. And I'm going to give you a prescription for pills that you take 1 pill before each meal, 30 minutes before you eat, for 10 days. If you don't feel better by this evening, or the pain gets worse, you really need to go to a hospital and have them do further tests. Good luck. So that was my experience in this little medical clinic. That evening, actually about 7 or 8 o'clock, the injection did work because the gas basically went away. I've been taking the pills. I still have them. Occasionally I get a little bit of gas pain, but it goes away. And as I walk, it helps because the walk actually brings out burps. So that's good. So that was my issue. She doesn't know what it was. She thinks it may have been food related. She said lettuce causes gas, to not eat lettuce. And those mixed salads were my go-tos. So I haven't had any since. Don't drink anything carbonated, which I don't drink anything carbonated, and just, watch what you eat. So that was my experience with the medical clinic in Fromista, and I will post this with the pictures I actually took in Fromista back to the 27th. So that is my story about what a medical clinic in a little town, a little pueblo in Spain is like. I hear the big cities, the emergency rooms are good, and if you go to emergency room, they will send you to see a specialist. So that's good to know. But anyway, I'm fine now. That was a 2-day incident of horrible, horrible gas pains. And I wish I knew what the injection was, because it sure did the trick.